Congressional correspondent. She is here with us tonight. Nancy, good to see you. As we said, every seat critical. Why should voters nationally care about what's happening here in Missouri?
Because for all the talk about Democratic enthusiasm and fundraising this cycle, Jeff, they really drew a pretty tough hand when it comes to the Senate. You've got 10 Democratic incumbents up for re-election in states like this one that President Trump won back in 2016. And compare that to Republicans who've only got one incumbent up for re-election in a state that Hillary Clinton won. So you've got candidates like Claire McCaskill who are known as moderates, maybe have a track record of reaching out to independent voters, but they're still in the fight of their political lives. Democrats have a shot at taking control of the House, but they could lose a seat or two in the Senate.
A similar thing is playing out in other states right now. This is also a huge gauge of the test of the popularity of the president.
Sure, and his approval rating has fallen here in Missouri and other red states, but not by as much as it has fallen in the country overall. And so he's still at about 50% here. That's why Hawley, when you asked him where he diverges with the president, he was reluctant to create much distance there. The president is still an asset.
And McCaskill also reluctant to criticize the president too much on some issues. All right, Nancy Cordes, thank you very much. In a 60 Minutes interview last night, President Trump took a step back from his prior claim that climate change is a hoax. But he told Leslie Stahl he does not want to spend a lot of money on efforts to reverse it. Mark Phillips traveled to the bottom of the world, flying with NASA's Operation Icebridge, the most extensive effort yet to measure changes in Antarctica's glaciers and ice sheets. Here he is with tonight's Climate Diaries.
This is not just a joyride over some spectacular scenery.
Too low terrain, too low terrain.
This is a low-level aerial sortie in a new kind of information war. NASA is here in Antarctica gathering ammunition, otherwise known as scientific data, in the battle over climate change.
Basically, we need to know what's happening to the climate, and specifically to sea level.
John Sontag has been flying these missions since they started 10 years ago.
So we already know that large parts of Antarctica have been thinning a whole lot in the last 20 years or so. And not only that, they're poised to thin at a faster rate in the future and raise sea level much, much faster than we are currently seeing.
These flights are part of NASA's annual Antarctic campaign that flies out of Punta Arenas at the southern tip of Chile, using an old DC-8 jammed with the newest scientific instruments and the scientists to run them. They fly at just 1,500 feet, using lasers, radar, photography, even gravity sensors to measure the volume and the mass of the ice. Instruments that tell scientists like Joe McGregor what is happening below.
In Greenland, presently the Antarctic ice sheet is discharging more than 2 Olympic-sized swimming pools worth of ice into the ocean every second. Every second.
At that rate, it's now feared Antarctica alone could cause as much as 6 inches of sea level rise this century, making flooding in places like Miami or New Orleans or New York worse and much more frequent. Why is that happening? It may look cold down there, but the seas are warming. This expanse of icebergs and thin ice used to be a solid ice shelf holding back a glacier until warmer water broke it up.
Then what happens is the cork is out of the bottle and the ice can accelerate for a while.
So the melt rate increases?
Effectively, yes, overall.
That glacier is now racing into the ocean at twice the speed.
This plane is doing some of the hottest climate science on the planet in the coldest place on Earth. And the general conclusion after a decade is that what used to seem frozen and permanent is now fluid and changing.
And changing fast. Mark Phillips, CBS News, over Antarctica.
Coming up next year on the CBS Evening News from Kansas City, the first report this season of a child dying from the flu.
Everything was so fresh in the beginning, but that plug quickly faded. Luckily, there's new Febreze plug. It cleans away odors and freshens for 1,200 hours. Breathe happy with new Febreze plug.
Coaching means making tough choices.
Jim, you're in.
But when you have high blood pressure and need cold medicine that works fast, the choice is simple. Coricidin HBP is the #1 brand that gives powerful cold symptom relief without raising your blood pressure. Coricidin HBP.
You're headed down the highway when the guy in front slams on his brakes out of nowhere. You do too, but not in time. Hey, no big deal. You got a good record, and Liberty Mutual won't hold a grudge by raising your rates over one mistake. You hear that, Karen? Liberty Mutual doesn't hold grudges. How mature of them.
For drivers with accident forgiveness, Liberty Mutual won't raise their rates because of their first accident. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
The day after chemo shouldn't mean going back to the doctor just for a shot. With Neulasta Onpro, patients get their day back. To be with family or just to sleep in. Strong chemo can put you at risk of serious infection. In a key study, Neulasta reduced the risk of infection from 17% to 1%, a 94% decrease. Neulasta Onpro is designed to deliver Neulasta the day after chemo and is used by most patients today.
Neulasta is for certain cancer patients receiving strong chemotherapy. Do not take Neulasta if you're allergic to it, or Neupogen, filgrastim. An incomplete dose could increase infection risk. Ruptured spleen, sometimes fatal, as well as serious lung problems, allergic reactions, kidney injuries, and capillary leak syndrome have occurred. Report abdominal or shoulder tip pain, trouble breathing, or allergic reactions to your doctor right away. In patients with sickle cell disorders, serious, sometimes fatal crises can occur. The most common side effect is bone and muscle ache.
Ask your doctor about Neulasta Onpro. Pay no more than $5 per dose with copay card.
The debate over flu vaccinations for children is heating up again after the first report of a child dying from the virus this season. More now from our Dr. Tara Narula.
The pediatric death in Florida was an unvaccinated child with no known underlying medical conditions. This comes as a new national survey shows some parents don't see the benefits of the flu vaccine. It found more than half believe that their children can actually contract the flu from the vaccine, and a third believe the shot does not protect their kids from the flu at all. In addition, 28% believe that it can cause autism. Infectious disease specialist Dr. William Schaffner.
Every pediatrician, family doctor has to be out there convincing all of us that flu, which is so common and so we get kind of indifferent to it, is really a very fierce virus.
The CDC is urging everyone older than 6 months to get vaccinated now. Flu activity often begins to increase in October, so they expect to see an influx of cases in the coming weeks.
We cannot rely on the flu virus to be predictable. It's fickle. It could turn into a hullabaloo in no time at all.
Of the 183 kids who died from the flu last season, 80% were unvaccinated. Parents can opt for the nasal mist this year, and even if the flu vaccine is not a perfect match for the strain, it decreases symptoms and severity.
Okay, Tara Narula, thanks very much. Still ahead here tonight, we're going to remember one of the men responsible for putting a computer inside your home.
You might take something for your heart or joints, but do you take something for your brain? With an ingredient originally discovered in jellyfish, Prevagen has been shown in clinical trials to improve short-term memory. Prevagen, healthier brain, better life.
This place isn't for me.
That last place was pretty nice.
I don't like this whole thing.
I think we can do better. Change is hard. Try to keep open mind. Come on, Dad.
This is for me, son?
Principal, we can help you plan for that.
There's little rest for a single dad, and back pain made it hard to sleep and get up on time. Then I found Aleve PM.
The only one to combine a safe sleep aid plus the 12-hour pain-relieving strength of Aleve.
I'm back.
Aleve PM for a better AM.
I got a certain way I like to do things. I like Consumer Cellular. I get unlimited talk and text for just $25 a month with no contract. They received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service again.
And Consumer Cellular has been an approved AARP provider since 2008, so we trust them. Reliable nationwide coverage for way less money? That's the way
we like it.
Get wireless the way you like it. Call, go online, or find us at Target.
Make a smart choice. Replace one meal or snack a day with Glucerna, made with Carb Steady to help manage blood sugar and end the day with a smile. Glucerna, everyday progress.
After walking 6 miles at an amusement park, Bill's back needed a vacation from his vacation. So he stepped on the Dr. Scholl's kiosk. It recommends our best custom-fit orthotic to relieve foot, knee, or lower back pain so you can move more. Dr. Scholl's, born to move.
Hey there, people eligible for Medicare. Give me 30 seconds, and I'll give you 3 things to know about AARP Medicare Supplement insurance plans insured by United Healthcare Insurance Company. 1, plans like these help pay some of what Medicare doesn't. 2, they let you choose any doctor who accepts Medicare patients. 3, these are the only plans endorsed by AARP. Call United Healthcare today and ask for your free decision guide.
After 20 years of protecting investments for families, my boys will tell you, I'm kind of a penny pincher. Turn off the lights, guys. I stood up to the mayor of Hartford to reduce wasteful spending, help close a $50 million budget deficit, and eliminated the city council slush fund.
There's nothing in there.
There's still some left. I'm Sean Wooden, and I approve this message because I'll make smart investments to maximize returns while investing in the right priorities for Connecticut.
One of the pioneers of personal computing died today, Paul Allen, who co-founded Microsoft with Bill Gates. Allen had been fighting a recurrence of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. He left Microsoft in 1983 and later bought the NFL Seattle Seahawks and the NBA's Portland Trail Blazers. His net worth was reportedly in excess of $19 billion. Paul Allen was 65 years old. Sears has been drowning in debt for years. Once the world's biggest retailer, the Amazon of its day, Sears today filed for bankruptcy protection. It plans to cut thousands of jobs and close 142 Sears and Kmart stores. That will leave fewer than 600, down from 4,000 at its peak in 2012. As Sears gets smaller, Britain's royal family is getting bigger. Prince Harry and his wife Meghan Markle are expecting their first child in the spring. The announcement today came as they began a visit to Australia and 5 months after their wedding at Windsor Castle. The child would be 7th in line to the British throne. Up next here tonight from Kansas City, the royal family of KC Barbecue.
This portion of the CBS Evening News is sponsored by Prudential.
This is Loma Linda, a place with one of the highest life expectancies in the country.
You see so many people walking around here, and they're hundreds.
So how do you stay financially well for all those extra years?
Well, you have to start planning as early as possible.
We all need to plan for 18 years or more of retirement.
I don't have a whole lot saved up, but I'm working on it now. I will do whatever I need to do.
Plan your financial life with Prudential. Bring your challenges.
Ways to lose stubborn belly fat. The roasted core wrap.
2, 1.
Not cool. Freezing away fat cells with Cool Sculpting. Now that's cool. Cool Sculpting safely freezes and removes fat cells with little or no downtime and no surgery. Results and patient experience may